How you doing? I'm Dr. Charles Rockenbowley. I am a physician in Los Angeles, and I am here today to talk to you about Curecrowd, a new medical research tool for the public. First, I need to discuss a couple of flaws in medical literature, the way things are right now. First off, there are only one or two products in each study, meaning you can find Prozac compared to placebo, and you can find Zoloft compared to placebo, but it's very difficult to find literature that compares Prozac directly to Zoloft. Okay? This hodgepodge leads to poor comparisons and makes it difficult for both patients and physicians to sift through data. Secondly, research funding is very much lopsided for diseases that have a large patient base. And you can't hate pharmaceutical companies for this. It just makes sense from a business perspective. If you're going to invest $500 million in a product, you got to make sure that there is a patient base and financially that can support such a decision. Thirdly, there are huge conflicts of interest. I did pharmaceuticals DC in Wall Street when I was in medical school, and we would bring products from stage 1 all the way through the FDA. Now, there's a big problem that pharmaceutical companies are responsible for funding their own research. So if you have $100 million to invest in a product and you give it to person A, and it shows your product doesn't work, the next time you have $100 million to invest in a product, you're not giving it to person A. And person A knows that. And it's a huge problem. It's not talked about, but it is pervasive throughout Wall Street. Finally, herbs and biologics do not get any serious consideration as real medicine. Now, the reason why isn't because they don't work. It's simply because you cannot get intellectual property on a biologic. If it grows in the earth, you cannot get intellectual property. So why, again, would you invest $500 million on a product to get it FDA approved and then be undercut by Nature Made for 10 cents a pill? Do these products work? Yes, a lot of them do work, and I'm going to explain something further for you guys. It used to be that if you extracted one biologic from another biologic, you could then get a patent on the second biologic. Meaning, if you pulled morphine out of opium, you could then get a patent on morphine, you could cure people's pain, you could make billions of dollars. That is not the case anymore. Okay, so certain things, penicillin, morphine, digitalis, insulin, growth hormone, all those products today would not be developed, they would not be FDA approved, they would not have indications, they would all be dismissed as homeopathic. Now, which ones of these things work and which ones don't? That is a huge question, and it's something that needs to be answered. Okay, so Curecrowd, what is it? It is a web-based public research tool designed to objectively compare traditional and alternative medicine. This is done by aggregating surveys supplied by our user base and presenting them to the public as easy-to-read graphs. I just want to give you guys a demo. I think it's probably the best way to explain what we do. Okay, so if you had something like depression, and we're pushing people toward depression, if you do want to fill out the surveys in some sort of format, you'll see a blurb on depression. Underneath it, you can see everything that our user base has said works and does not work. You can arrange that in terms of popularity or effectiveness, which I'm going to do now. And what you see is some interesting things. You'll see psilocybin mushrooms, you'll see hydrocodone cough syrup, which is Vicodin cough syrup, people using that for depression. But just like everyone knows, when you go to a restaurant that has 2 Yelp reviews, it's a question mark. It's not saying it's good, not saying it's bad, but certainly a question mark. And what you're doing when you do that is you're actually practicing one of those important principles in science, in mathematics, which is the law of large numbers. As the numbers get larger, the margin of error decreases on that number. So if you look right here, see where it says minimum users of 5, and just click simply on that, it basically says that if 5 people have not filled out a survey and given it back, wash it off the graph. It doesn't have any validity to it. And what you get is very clean data. You see running yoga scoring very well, and most psychiatrists and psychologists say that exercise is very good for depression. And then you'll see things here like Selecta, Paxil, Prozac, Zoloft, scoring almost identically. And if you look at the literature, those things all have the exact same mechanisms of action, and they all seem to do quite similarly in studies. It's proof of concept that that this actually does work. So, let's see.
1 minute.
Can I get back to the presentation? Okay, so it comes from a characteristic source, U. All modalities are treated side by side in a universal format. And diseases large and small, these are orphan diseases that do not get any funding to take advantage of this public platform. So just to keep in mind, the best way to cure disease as of today is to spend 15 seconds filling out a survey on Curecrowd. There is no ice water required. That's it. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Questions?